First, we are fixing Eskom and improving the performance of our existing fleet of power stations. Over the next 12 months, Eskom will increase the budget allocated for critical maintenance that has made it difficult for Eskom to buy maintenance spares and equipment. The utility is now recruiting skilled personnel, including former senior Eskom plant managers and engineers from the private sector. Over the next 3 months, Eskom will take additional actions to add new generation capacity to the grid on an urgent basis. As an immediate measure, surplus capacity will be bought from existing independent power producers. Eskom will now also purchase additional energy from existing private generators such as mines, paper mills, shopping centers, and other private entities that have surplus power. A number of our neighboring countries in Southern Africa, such as Botswana and Zambia, have more electricity capacity than they require. Eskom will now import power from these countries. Eskom will also use interim power solutions, such as mobile generators, to supplement current generation capacity for a limited period. Eskom will implement a program to reduce demand at peak times. The National Treasury is working to finalize a sustainable solution to Eskom's debt. We will use climate funding provided through the Just Energy Transition Partnership to invest in the grid and repurpose power plants that have reached the end of their lives. Eskom will be constructing its first solar and battery storage projects at Komati, Majuba, and Letabo. The South African Police Service has set up a special law enforcement team to help Eskom in confronting crime and corruption and fraud in Eskom power stations. To end load shedding, however, we need more megawatts to be put on the grid. The second priority is therefore to accelerate the procurement of new capacity from renewables, from gas, and battery storage. The amount of new generation capacity for wind and solar power will be doubled. Thirdly, we are accelerating greater private sector investment in generation capacity. We will remove the licensing threshold for embedded generation completely. We will therefore be tabling special legislation in Parliament on an expedited basis to address the legal and regulatory obstacles to new generation capacity for a limited period. We will in the meantime waive or streamline certain regulatory requirements. This includes reducing the regulatory requirements for solar projects in areas of low and medium environmental sensitivity. It also means Eskom can expand power lines and substations without needing to get environmental authorization. We're also establishing a single point of entry for the energy project applications. We intend to enable businesses as well as households to invest in rooftop solar installation. This means that those who can and have already installed solar panels in their homes or businesses will be able to sell surplus power that they do not need to Eskom. Finally, we are fundamentally transforming the electricity sector, which will result in the establishment of 3 entities, namely an electricity generation entity, an electricity transmission entity, and an electricity distribution entity.